it's Steve from the Career Success Academy. Today we're going to talk about something that's very important, goes along with building that resume we've been talking about as far as build a knockout resume. Today we're going to be talking about cover letters, a fascinating topic since it could be the difference between them reading your resume or just passing it along. So let's get started. A cover letter, by its very nature, is a very short, brief letter that's introducing your resume to the reader who has the job opening. Okay, that's the basic form. Let's get down to brass tacks. A cover letter is a sales document. It's selling you. So a cover letter, the entire purpose is to get the people to read your resume. Get the people to look at the things that you want them to look at. Now, my suggestion, and where I've seen this work the best, is if you actually make your cover letter part of your resume. In fact, make it the first page of your resume. And the purpose for that is when you electronically send in your resume, the people on the other end can't leave the cover letter behind because it's part of your resume. And in the grand scheme of things, if they pass your resume, they like it, from one person to the next person to the next person, you want that cover letter to stay with the resume. You don't want it to be a separate attachment that can easily get misplaced. And you certainly don't want it to be part of the original email because that's going to be left behind too. So think about this. How do you get them to read the cover letter? We're going to talk about what goes into that cover letter in just a moment. Cover letter is designed to set the expectations of the reader. So if you're trying to keep your resume as short as possible, if you want it to be the bullet point, the traditional, or what we're calling now the traditional resume, as little as possible on there, just the skills, the keywords, you're trying to be as short as possible. For whatever reason, I don't particularly agree with it, but they want you to try to keep your resume on one page. Good luck. The cover letter, on the other hand, gives you a chance to string together a couple of paragraphs that allows your personality to come through, allows the essence of your work ethic, your entire being. Okay, so one of the things that we've done here is that at the Career Success Academy, we know that this can be very intimidating, very overwhelming. In fact, we've got a video coming up about procrastinating because you can be so easily overwhelmed. I understand all that. So what I'd like you to look at it in a broader sense, what we're trying to do here is to help you get that next job. We're trying to help you to accelerate your career, to advance your career. All good things, but in real world terms, you've got to be able to do this stuff that we're talking about. So we are creating, I don't know if the right word is courses or workshops, but look in the links attached to this video. And you're going to find that we're in the process of creating right now a workshop on putting together a good cover letter. And it's going to cover some of the things I'm talking about. It actually goes way beyond what I'm talking about here today. But in the past, we talk about different concepts for interviewing. We talk about concepts for the resume. Well, there's some key things here that you have to put into your cover letter. Or if they don't like your cover letter, they're not going to read your resume. If you don't have a cover letter, less chance they're going to read through your entire resume. And you can't take that risk. Your career is betting on the fact that you submitted a resume and they're going to read it. Because if they don't read it, you're not going to get the position. You're not going to get the job. So, I have some notes. I wrote down 4 words. 4 words. And all this is covered in the workshop. And it's a self-study workshop, by the way. Number one thing you have to do in order to set the expectations for the reader is clarity. Messaging must be clear. What is your message? Hey, I'm the right person for your job. My skills match what you're looking for according to your job posting. That's clarity. And that's what you have to do. You have to be able to say that in some easy fashion. Not those exact words. You've got to be able to give that message. Second word is compelling. You must encourage the reader to read your resume. Really. You've got to make a compelling argument that says, I am the right person for this position. I've done this before. I've studied the right things. I've worked hands-on with certain things. Whatever it might be, you have to make a compelling case for them to read your resume and to discover that you're right. You are the right person for this job. That leads us to the third one, which is confident. Be confident, obviously. If you don't believe in you, who's going to believe in you? You can't say, I might be the right person for this job, or I could be the right person for this job. No, I am the right person for this job. My entire career to this point has led me to you because I'm the right person for your job. Okay, you got to believe it. If you can't sell that, what are you doing, right? And again, the cover letter is a sales document. The resume is a sales document. You're selling yourself. And you have to think of it that way. You can sit there and say to me, but I'm not a salesperson. Yes, you are. If you can't sell you to somebody else, don't expect anybody else to be able to do that. So our last ingredient, the last piece of the puzzle that goes into this cover letter is a call to action. Think about this. What do you think your call to action is to the people who are reading your cover letter and reading your resume? The call to action for the person reading your cover letter is, here's what you're going to find inside the resume. Read the resume. Call to action in the resume is schedule an interview. Well, in a resume, that's harder to do because you have less words, especially if you're talking about yourself. And resume, as we've discussed, is pretty much tell me what you've done. Tell me what you studied. Tell me what you learned. Tell me what your rewards, awards, certificates, knowledge, classes. It's all about you. Call to action is something that you are asking the reader to do. Pass this on to your boss because it's a really, really, really good resume. Let's recap. when it comes time to doing a great cover letter, you want it to be short. Basically, you've got just a couple of paragraphs. And as I mentioned, please check out when we have the workshop, because we talk about the other pieces of what goes into that cover letter and how best to present it. We also have checklists and we have samples. I created a sample cover letter so that you can visualize what I'm talking about. And again, a cover letter, just like the resumes, have to be tailored for every particular job opportunity, because each one is different. And in your case, for your being compelling, like we were talking about, is really dependent on you understanding what they are looking for in this particular job opportunity. So, is it a little more work for you? Yes. Is it worthwhile putting a cover letter on? Absolutely. If the nature of this game is for you to be noticed, for you to be remembered, and for them to first read your resume and then schedule an interview, cover letter is really the key. So please take the time, if you liked this video, click the little thumbs up, subscribe, and please share this with your friends. I thank you for being here. I welcome your comments, especially your feedback on how cover letters have either worked for you in the past or you wish you'd used them in the past. Look forward to your comments, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.